Hello YouTubers, it's Jenny. I'm happy to see you today. I wanted to take a few minutes and come to you with my husband. He uses the other side of the room and I use this side. So we kind of don't really have a lot of organization in this room, but it works out for us. So as I wait for a few people to come on to the page, I hear Nathaniel. Then I wanted to share some of the cards that I've received from you all. I'm so excited because I've got some really fantastic cards. So Amber Russell from Indiana has sent me this beautiful RAC card. RAC would stand for Random Acts of Kindness. I'm in a group where people send cards to one another just because they want to do something nice for one another. And that's the wonderful part of the card making world. As you come in, if you'd like to say hi, then I can interact and say hi back to you. You would be typing a message that says hello or whatever you would like to communicate, and I'll be able to speak back to you. So here's a good look at Amber's card. She's embossed it in gold, and I think that's the shaving cream technique. Isn't that gorgeous? Hi Cindy! I'm glad I got to catch you too on a live video. That's great. From the UK to the US. Wonderful. So that's Amber's card. And this is a card. I'm not sure if I've shared this one yet before, but this card is gorgeous. It's from my friend and team member Diana, and look how she's used the gem here and the designer paper. It's perfect. It's such a beautiful card. Hey Karen! Oh, is it the first time live? Well, I'm so happy that I was able to catch you today. So also, whenever Diana sent me the card, she did something amazing and used her scan and cut to cut out some of these little birthday memories, I think is the name of the stamp set. The paper and the stamps go together. So she used her scan and cut to cut all of those out. And that's so sweet. Diana is very thoughtful. I'm blessed to have her on my team and to be a friend. And then here is a card. Let me make sure I get it opened up. This is from Debbie Mason, and she's in Florida. She's over by you, Karen. And let me see if I can get the detail for you here. Isn't it gorgeous? I love this card. It's beautiful. Super great job, Debbie. Oh, good, Cindy. I'm glad. It's not something that I have really done too much of because it's not that I'm uncomfortable doing the face-to-face. I don't really have in my craft room set up to be able to like, I don't have a professional backdrop, and I don't have the gorgeous designer paper laid out, and I don't have all the cardstock colors behind me, but I'm making it work. Hi Janny. I've got this card that's from Tracy. This card is, you're gonna love it. This card is so beautiful. Look at how she's colored it in. Isn't that great? Tracy's in Canada. She is one of my teammates on the What Will You Stamp design team, and she's done such a fantastic job. I just love it. Oh, good. Thank you, Cindy. I'm glad this little setup room works okay for you. It's not pretentious at all, is it? We all work in our own little spaces. Thank you, Karen. I do love the cards. And I keep them around too. I send a lot of cards out, but I make such a high volume of cards that I always have some cards laying around, and I've got like one wall over here that's got so many cards on the door. It's the window shade. I just pop them straight into the window shade. Hi, Jackie. Yes, I do have a talented team. They are wonderful people. So here is a card from Robin, and she's also one of my team members, and it is beautiful. Look at her card. So these tulips are really popular. That's one stamp set that I was not able to convince myself that I really had to have. And believe me, there's a lot of stamps that I tell myself I have to have. Don't we all? And so then that makes it to where I want to be able to use a stamp set more than 2 times, more than just a couple of cards. Otherwise, I don't feel like I'm really getting my value out of what the stamp set has to offer for me. So this card is for all the way from Australia. And I have to tell you, I was a bit starstruck whenever I got this in mail. This card is from Lou Kitzelman, and have a look at this. It is stunning. See what Lou has done here? It's amazing. Lou is so talented. So Lou, if you're watching this video, you did good. I'm going to have to case your card because this is amazing. Look at how beautiful this is. And she sent it to me all the way from Australia. Just very thoughtful. So I wanted to just take a few moments to stop in and talk about some of my favorite picks from the holiday catalog. And there's so many things to... Oh, Cindy, I see. I'm trying to read at the same time, so if I'm a little slow on picking up what you say, then forgive me. Cindy's not real crazy about the tulips either. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. You never know. One day it may just show up on a video, and there it is. I've caved and gotten it. But we have a new catalog today. Yay! So happy catalog launch day to everybody. And it's wonderful that we have this brand new catalog. Here it is. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like to have a catalog, then leave me a message and I will get one to you. We'll connect and I'll be able to send one to you. If you already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but you don't yet have your catalog, then I think you should give that lady a call, or that guy, and let them know that you're interested in getting a catalog, because this is an exciting time for crafting. So some of the wonderful things that are inside the catalog are already all over the place. But there's one thing that I wanted to share that is a brand new promotion, and if you're a demonstrator, you might already have heard about it, but if you are not a demonstrator, then this will be wonderful news for you. There is another stamp set that is not in the catalog, but you can earn it, either by having a catalog party, which would also be called, when I grew up, we had home interior, and they called it a book party. So like if you don't want to have people come to your house, but you do want to have orders that you can pass around a catalog. Well, I can definitely help you with that, and I would love to be your demonstrator to do an online party, or we can do a book party where I help you to get some catalog orders. Or if you have your own independent order, as long as any of those total $300, then there is an exclusive stamp set that you get for free. I cannot even buy this stamp set. I have to place an order of $300 if I want it. So it's very, very hot right now. It's called Merry Patterns, and this stamp set is amazing. I'm going to give you a really close look at it here. It's a 2-step stamp set. Make sure I've got all of it in there. There is a candle set, which is perfect for Advent. This is wonderful. You also can stamp the flames. You can stamp the individual candles in 2 different stamps. And then the reindeer, you can use this and just maybe like watercolor this guy, or you can stamp him in. And the same thing with the words. These open images are perfect for watercoloring. And here's a few little examples that have already been created using this stamp set. It's beautiful. So I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get this stamp set. I, of course, will always try. And if I can help anybody else get the stamp set, that's what will make me happy. So if you would like to have a book party or a Facebook party, or just place an order of your own that totals, it has to be one order though, that will be able to get you to the $300 product price benchmark, then you can get the stamp set. And it's called Merry Patterns, and it is amazing. I love it. One thing that I saw that I wanted to point out is it's not going to show it here. No, it won't. It's not going to show it here on this page, but there are also 2 other versions of the stamp set in other languages. And the German version of the stamp set, instead of the word season here, it says Advent. So maybe there's a, you know, that's the word for season in German, Advent. So if there are any people that celebrate the season of Advent that comes right before Christmas, there's a stamp that has Advent right there on it, and I would love to get my hands on that to be able to make like an Advent wreath, or maybe an Advent calendar for my family. There's lots of different things. So I wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to share that with everybody. So if I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I think are really going to be stunners on the holiday catalog. The first thing that you might not notice in the catalog unless you really pay attention or someone has shown you is the mini pizza boxes. You put them back here where you can see the whole thing. The mini pizza boxes are food safe. So if you want to decorate the box and then pop something inside, I would suggest that if you put a cookie inside or some candies or maybe a brownie, oh, wouldn't a brownie be good in there, that you wrap it up with some sort of a cellophane bag first. We do sell the cellophane bags that will fit inside these, and that way it's protected just until somebody's ready to eat their sweet treat. So this can be for any holiday. You can use these as a table decoration or for everybody's place at the Thanksgiving table. So that's a wonderful idea. So I hope to be bringing you loads of ideas with the pizza boxes. I haven't actually got them started yet, but I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet, but the boys are not back to school yet. So we've had a crazy summer, and when they get back to school, then that's when I'll be able to really get back to making a higher volume of videos. But I'm sure you'll notice this week was lower on videos, and next week might be the same. It's because I just don't have the time, and I'm able to do this right now because Trip is having himself a nap. I'm watching him on the baby monitor here so I can see him, and in case something happens and he needs mama. And Nate is finishing up his lunch so that he'll be going to have his nap really soon too. And it's Daddy's day off, so he's helping with things around the house today so that Mom can do a happy catalog launch day. So next thing I want to share with you guys, if you haven't gotten them yet, is the foil snowflakes. So I'm hoping you can see how shiny they are. This is the size in comparison to a card. You could see that. See the shininess? There are silver and gold. So let me ask you guys, right while I have you here. I have definitely been told that a more face-to-face video would be something more desirable. So if I were to make a face, like a, you know, hi, here's my card, you know, like here's a card, let me tell you about it, and put that on the front of my videos, how would you guys react to that? Would it be something you would be interested in, or would it be a hindrance to where you couldn't get straight to the card making first? See, that's where the tricky balance is. Some people want to jump right straight into the making of the card, and they don't want any of the anything, I guess, is for lack of a better word. They don't want to have anything stop them from getting the card started. And I know that many people have told me that's one thing they do enjoy with my videos, is that I just kind of get going on it and have a jump right in. Live is great. Yes, it is great, Cindy, and I hope to be able to do more of those. But I mean, on my produced videos that I do, the tutorials, would it be something that, like, to do a very quick videotaped introduction, if that would be desirable, or just get right down to the business of making the card? So that's kind of what I'm interested in asking, is which, you know, like, what are your opinions on that? So here is a second look at these foil sheets. They're white on one side and they're metallic on the other side. So you can take a brayer and you can color these. They're gorgeous. They're beautiful. And here's a card that I have not released yet, but I'm going to give you a quick look at it because it shows you one way that you can use these snowflakes. I'll show you a part of it because it's a design team card. I shouldn't show you the whole thing. So here is a look at how I've used those little snowflakes. So what I've done is I've taken and I used my scissors to cut off the longest one, the longest pieces here. These other ones kind of look a little bit like wheat to me. So Louise says that she loves to watch the videos, and she's able to catch inspiration in between jobs and looking after 2 kids. Thank you, Louise. I'm so glad you like the videos. There's my friend Debbie. You like to get to the card making. See, that's the one thing that I think would be better, maybe as live videos, face to face, and then my video produced tutorials. Just keep getting right down to business because that's what people like. Karen likes the sped up version in certain parts, but she always wants to hear my voice not sped up. Oh, because I can talk like this, like a squirrel. Hey Diana, I'm glad that you got here. I showed one of your cards earlier. Thank you, and everyone loves your cards. You're a talented lady, and your scan and cut thing is a marvel. So here is the metallic snowflakes, and as I was showing, okay, good feedback, Cindy, thank you. So as I was showing, there is, I can't show the whole card because it's for a design team, but I took some of the snowflakes and cut them away, some of the little branchy wheat piecey things, and there you go. You can see how I use them there. So it's just used as an accent piece, and you could actually get one snowflake to go for like 4 cards, maybe even more. I'm glad you ordered them, Diana. I think they are going to sell out. These snowflakes are wonderful. I think about it this way. If I'm going to make a Christmas card, Christmas cards for me are fun and they mean something. But here's a little tidbit about me that you might not know. My husband is a pastor, so he, as you can imagine, gives out a tremendous amount of Christmas cards. And guess who has to make those Christmas cards? Or I can purchase them. But I'm not going to purchase them if I can make them. So this will make some really quick Christmas cards. And that's what I'm thinking will save me this year from having to make 400 Christmas cards, because we make a very high volume. Karen is asking, do I have a scan and cut? I don't have one, but Diana's got one. Diana is watching this video as well, and she can type a reply. Diana did these, where are they? She did these little people, these little characters on her scan and cut. And I tell you, it's a wonder. These little, from Birthday Memories Designer Series paper. And Diana's doing some great stuff with that scan and cut. So let's have a look at one of the pieces that doesn't have a die. Like this little turtle. The turtle doesn't have a die in the set, but look how she was able to get that cut out. It's amazing. And there's no scissors involved. Pretty nifty. Okay. So foil snowflakes, I think, are going to be, and there's some paper that goes with it too, that they kind of coordinate with. Put that card away. I don't want to give away too much of a sneaky peeks. Especially for design teams, because I'll get in trouble. We don't want to get in trouble. So Painted Harvest is the stamp set that has the sunflowers. The card that I have today on my video tutorial is the Painted Harvest, and that's this stamp set here. Painted Harvest also coordinates with the leaf punch. So this is something that I feel is going to stick around. I think it's popular enough that it is very versatile. We're going to see all colors of sunflowers. They're going to be everywhere. So make sure you can see the whole stamp set. So this is something that I try to help my customers and my friends to remember something. One of the questions that I get the most about if they can have a discount on something is, well, I want to get 10% off. Is it still a bundle? Once something is in a catalog, and then if it carries over, it will no longer be available at the bundled 10% off price. So Diana says she doesn't like to fussy cut, a good investment and fun to use, but nothing replaces our stamps and dies if available. Yes, you're right. But this sounds like the scan and cut is good. There's a learning curve for you with the sunflower. Yes, Karen, there is definitely a learning curve. And I was able to use that stamp set in a couple of different ways, and I suggest using it, really stamp that stamp as many times as you can before you really want to put it into a project. And color combinations, the tone on tone, the color that I used today was Daffodil Delight and Crushed Curry. So that's a yellow on top of a yellow. And where those two, I've got this right here, where those two pieces intersected, then I got that intensity. That's where I got the intensity. But I'll tell you one thing that I noticed about adding the little middle piece to it is I took a marker on many of the cards that I made using this. And because there's the opportunity for this stamp right here to not line up perfectly, I took a marker in the same color yellow and made the opening a little smaller. If you can see my sloppy marker mess over here, it was enough to where, and I did fussy cut those centers of the sunflower too, though. And I adhered them with a glue dot because that will just raise it up enough but not pop it up with a foam stamping dimensional. So that's my advice on the sunflower. And play with it until you find a combination and a rotation that you like. And if you find the rotation that you like, get your Sharpie marker out and draw a line on the back of the stamp that's really going to give you, like, make an arrow to where you'll be able to say, this is what works for me. Oftentimes I think about something and then poof, it's gone. And then I'll remember at the worst time, and I'll not remember it again for some time. So leaf punch and painted autumn, or painted harvest, and then the painted autumn designer series paper that comes along with this, that's available for purchase but not part of the bundle, is really going to be beautiful in so many projects. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen, the next thing I want to share is Spooky Cat and Cat Punch. So this is not something that was in my original pre-order, and this is not my stamp set. This is not my punch. This is Trip's stamp set and Trip's punch. He asked for this specifically so that he could make cards with cats, and it's crazy. 4 Facebook pages. Yes, I'm reading Diana's comment about the color combinations. If you're a demonstrator, I've noticed lots of different posts on the Demonstrator Planning Place Facebook group. You can get some nice resources in that respect and play around with it. Absolutely, Karen. Yes, I can't wait to see what you make with it, Diana. Trip is a special boy. He really is. He likes cats. He is allergic to cats. I'm allergic to cats too, but for a boy who likes to look at cats, so some of the things that we do to help him kind of feed into that liking of certain animal, but not being able to interact with them, is to watch cat videos. And I tell you, YouTube has so many funny cat videos that that boy can sit and just watch cat videos for like an hour and be entertained. And then I get stuck watching them with him, and I'm laughing, and we're both just cracking up. So whenever he had a look at this catalog, he was looking and looking at the different stuff and flipping the pages, and he likes to get my punches and sit on the floor beside me while I'm working. And it's because he is special needs, he doesn't have a lot of the muscle coordination that is needed to actually make a punch work. So I save several of my smaller punches and the ones that are retired for him to be able to use to where he can actually get something punched. So I had high hopes for the cat punch, and I told him once he saw it, he was sold on it. He had to have it. He just wants to punch cats. He wants to punch them out. So we ordered it, and when he came in, when the box came, I made a video of him. He couldn't wait to open the box, and he just started digging in, and he said, "There it is." And it was the cat punch. So for my amazing boy, I have borrowed his cat punch and his Spooky Cat stamp set, because you got to have the stamp to go with the punch. and the designer series paper that you can actually punch the cats. And I have one little bit to share. This is not an entire, the card's not finished, but you can see here that you can do different things with the cat without having it be a scary card. Yes, Diana, that's a fantastic idea. I'm going to be making different things for the classroom, and I think I might send in components for the kids to make, you know, something to do with the cat and let them punch out some great, you know, get them moving. Trip is in a classroom of special education, and so is Nate, but Trip is in a higher grade level. He's going to be first grade this year. I can't believe it. My baby's going to be in first grade. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do it. So one of the things that you can do with the Spooky Cat stamp set is there's a lot of texture stuff. These texture stamps up here are great. And I will show you something that I have made. I won't show you the whole thing because I don't want to ruin the project. But I can show you that you can use those texture stamps in different ways. So here is, if you can see, I've used one generation, the first generation, and then subsequent generations on this card. So that's my favorite part of the stamp set, is being able to take things that have a little bit of a texture look and be able to use it in a different kind of way. There's little potion bottles in here too. I almost used those potion bottles last night. And there's a two-step stamp. And the little square, in case you're wondering, is to be able to go on the buckle. It's a buckle for the hat. So our family is not into scary Halloween. We're more into cutesy Halloween. Things that I can share with teachers and with kids that are classmates. And because our kids are special needs, then we don't want to make anything scary because they can really legitimately get scared. You have everything so far, Karen? Okay, I'm going to keep going. That way we can see what else there is. How about Merry Little Labels and the Everyday Label Punch? So this is also really, really handy. It seems like we're having a lot of label punches come out, and that's one great thing because so many of us make some treats, paper crafts. We do gift giving. Well, thank you, Cindy. That's so sweet. I think my boys are special. So being their mommy is a blessing. So if that makes me special, then I'll take it. Here is a good close look at the labels, and you can turn them different ways. Here is that little deer again. Look at that deer. It's too cute. So I actually made a card using this one with this punch. And I had the tea bag in it a couple of days ago, and that is not a Christmas. It was more of a you know, share gift giving, late summer, early autumn type of thing, you know, project. It was not Christmas. So this is a really good way to be able to stretch them out, and that's what we all like, isn't it? To be able to. I got a crash. It's a landslide over here. It's a landslide of punches and stamps. That's one way to stretch out our craft dollars. And buying things in a bundle. Yes. Snowflake Sentiments. This is one that people are on the fence about. Either you love it or you don't love it. I love it, and I'll tell you, there's a couple of different ways. And let me grab the dies that go with this. That's one thing that I did not grab. So just take me 1 second. Sorry about that. Now the dies are called Swirly Snowflakes Thinlits dies. And I'll tell you why I got this. There is a super duper edgelet die right here. Look at that. That is an amazing die. So you can take this die, and you can place it on the edge of a card like so, and it's going to cut away all this negative space and leave the snowflake on the cardstock. So you can do that. Or, hi Vivian. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you were able to join us today for this not a Facebook, YouTube live. So you can take this once it's on the paper, and you can cut those snowflakes away from each other and have individual snowflakes. Okay, so that's a check plus. Another thing is, if I can get it off of the paper, I haven't used this yet, but I'm anxious to, is this little die here. Get really close. It has little bitty holes, and it goes around the snowflakes, or it can just be a really beautiful border piece. So put these together, and this is what they look like. All right, so we've got more possibilities with these products together, and so this is why I've gotten this stamp set. Okay, and it also comes with a gift tag. So you can see the little gift tag, and it has a little hole for you to put your string or your baker's twine. But my most favorite reason why I wanted to get this is very simple. This right here. This little bar, this line of holes, will allow me to do stitching on my cards. That makes me happy. So I can take this and I can line it up and make a couple of different rows of holes, and then I can take and do cross stitch, or I can just do back stitch. Anything. I can do anything with these, and I've got the right holes to start with. So we don't actually have anything like that from Stampin' Up. You forgot that you have it? Karen, I haven't got anything yet that you don't already have. There's so many different ways to use this. Another thing is, if you want to use more of a artistic look, then something that I dreamed about last night, and I know I dream about making cards at night. It's crazy. You could take your piece, your layer, and when I say layer, I would mean, let's get Robin's card out here. She has a layer right here of black. If you were to take this die and make sure that there's enough room between the layers, and you could die cut it here, die cut it here. Okay, so go around all four sides, and you don't just have a black layer, but you have now a black layer with white dots. That creates more interest. You can make the center part of your panel much more simple. You didn't like it, Cindy? Well, I'm glad you like it now. This little bar was enough to sell me on the bundle, on the stamps and dies. My friend Val, she has another set that she looked at, the one with the stockings, and she showed all the ways that she had in her mind to use all of those pieces, and made me think in ways that I hadn't yet. You do cross stitch, Debbie? We have a lot in common. There is you could use, what is it? Pearl cotton works really good for cards. There's different thicknesses, so you can use pearl cotton or regular embroidery thread. If you're like me, you have probably got more embroidery thread than you can ever use in your lifetime. I know I do. I love having all of the colors. But yes, this, and if you haven't ordered this yet, Debbie, if you want to try it and you didn't order it yet, let me know, and I will run a couple of these and send it over to you so that you can try it. And I would do it on thick Whisper White or maybe even watercolor paper, because that's going to hold up well to the needle going in and out so many different times. So that right here is what sold me on this set. So put them together, and it's a 10% off bundle, and it's called Snowflake Sentiments. So, hi Ina, I'm so glad you could make it here. Did you order it today, Debbie? Okay. If you have some thick Whisper White cardstock that you want to use it on, or if you, I'm not sure what you make your cards on, if you use Nina Solar White Heavy, let me know, and I'll send you some, and we'll make sure that that's something that turns out fun. And I'll come up with several projects using this, especially since I know that you've got it, and that way we'll share some really good ideas. So another good one is Half Full stamp set. So this is the stamp set that the amazing Linda Bowen designed for her $1 million achievement, and it's an amazing stamp set. I have only created one card with this today, but it was so much fun. And this little, I want to call it a plaque, or looks kind of like a cutting board or something, but it works with one of the punches that we have, the scalloped top punch or the scallop edge punch. It's the scallop label punch, I think. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but it's a perfect fit. So if it's 2 inches wide, then once you stamp this onto paper, then you're able to put it into the punch and punch it out. This stamp set, I believe, will stick around. So fortunately, we don't have any dies for any of them. It would be nice if Stampin' Up! Had some dies to go with it, but it's a nice set. So the next one that I want to share with you is Seasonal Chums. This is going to be so much fun. Oh, Karen, you like that one? Okay, cool. This is fall, this is Christmas, this is winter past the Christmas holidays with the snowman, and the dies also are going to make gift tags. So if you have not yet gotten a good look at how this works, the way the stamps are made is just the way that they're shown. They are on the same piece of rubber together. Make sure you can see it. Yeah, I finally got one that you don't have, Karen, huh? Isn't that funny? So when these are stamped out, then I am too, Cindy. And these are going to be perfect for stamping out, and then I don't want to ruin my rubber, but you would take the paper and fold it back on itself, and then you have a back and a front image. It's just like the one with the elephant and the honey bear and the lion. I think it's called the Little Ones, or maybe A Little Wild. I just made a card with that last night. And the dies cut around them also. So this has sentiments that say, "You're sweet, Merry Christmas, trick or treat, being your friend is a real treat," and then a to and from, as like you could stamp on the inside. So this is another one that is really good. The dies for this are so nice. They are so nice, and it's nice to be able to have them, but it's not necessary. I've got a card. Let me grab it. It was just on my blog. I think it was yesterday. Let's see. Here it is. This is one that I made with this stamp set, and I didn't leave the pumpkins attached. I took them off of one another, and that way I could make a pumpkin patch. I didn't make a video for this because I made this really late at night, but it was very easy to make. The pumpkins are stamped off in black embossing, and that way I could watercolor it and not worry about having to go outside of the lines. And that is one easy way to be able to have complete success with watercoloring, because you don't have to worry about the colors bleeding together unless you want them to. And then in that case, you don't want to emboss. You want to let the colors blend. So this little pumpkin patch is also featuring the Painted Autumn Designer Series paper, and that's how pretty the paper is. It's gorgeous. Here's a card that another one I didn't make a video for. I was going to do a Facebook Live video tomorrow with this. Thank you, Karen. With this. And I think this is the one I'm going to make for tomorrow, because I didn't make this into a video. Instead, we did a team project for our team meeting last month, and this is the card that we created. So this is how we used those edgelet to be put together, and I'll show you how you can use the negative space. So whenever you cut it off, there's a big chunk of paper that is one long unit here, and you can use that for the inside of the card because it stays together. And then just fill it in here with whatever color, and there you go. So I think it's tomorrow that I'll probably be doing a Facebook Live to be able to make this card. Let's see what else I've got in here that I can share. I didn't make a video for this one either. Unfortunately, whenever the boys are out of school, it's hard for me to make videos because they don't like for Mama to do certain things, and that's one of them, is to produce the videos. Oh, good, Karen. I don't know what time tomorrow it's going to be. We'll have to see when it's probably going to be when they take their rest. And that's around about this time, because otherwise they would go around screaming. So here is a close look at this little piggy, and this card has a story. I'll tell you about the story, because this is just about all of my products that I got. I did not get a lot from the holiday catalog. I do have another set coming that is the Christmas quilt set that is a gift that somebody purchased for me that was very thoughtful and very sweet. And so I have that coming probably, let's see, what's today, Friday? Probably about Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. So here is this little piggy. So I'm thinking all different ways to use this little piggy. That you can put this piggy into Christmas scene, you could put this piggy into all over the place, like photo bombing with this piggy. But the story behind this piggy is, and I will show you what no one else has seen. So I participated in a challenge, a card making challenge, as a lot of us do, and it was for a certain set of colors. So I thought, I can do that with the pig. Well, it didn't work out so good, and I'll show you why. I'm glad you like that. Yes, the bundle is definitely 10% off is worth it. So here's what it looks like. Here's the piggy. Okay, it's a very light watercolored pig, and that's nice. That's what I really wanted. But here's what it looks like originally. Is that like a sunburnt pig? So I started asking my husband Gary about. It's like, well, this is like a mad pig. This pig is boiling mad, and this little piggy is pink. This little piggy is everything I could think of that was crazy. This looks so bad. It's awful. Here's a real close look at the stupid awfulness. And I even tried to do something with eyes that didn't work out. So here I have this card that I needed to make for a card making challenge. Yes, Karen. City tickled pink. He did stay at the beach too long. It just didn't work out. It didn't work out at all, and the background looked different too because I was sticking to a color challenge. What I did actually make work for the color challenge was it was for Fab Friday card making challenge, and I did the one with the paisleys and the posies. I'll see if I'll dig it up. Oh, there it is. I'll get it for you in a second and show it to you. So I thought, I don't want to waste this because I had to make a piggy card for What Will You Stamp challenge anyways. And so I thought, well, I'm going to at least add some liveliness to the background, which I did with the yellows. And the yellow was not part of the card making challenge that I was trying to work on. So I set it aside and I made a whole new pig, just a pig. And that way I was able to take the pig and put it in over. I used the exact same design that I was going to use. I just replaced the pig. And that's how I came about this card. Isn't it funny, some of the stories we have that go along with how these cards are made? It's crazy. It was a very, very funny looking pig, and no matter how I tried, I was not going to get that color combination to work. I'll grab the card. It's right here. So the card that I actually made for the challenge was this card. I know, laughing Ina, right? These are the colors that I had to stick with. And here is the failed card, but it was recovered. So oftentimes I will look at a card, and if it doesn't work out, you like the mermaid face, right, Cindy? That mermaid had to have a face because Trip was not going to deal with it if she didn't have a face. So here's a really good look at this card, and this was what I made with whenever I was forced into doing something different. Thank you, Karen. I do like this card also. Santa Pigs. Oh, I can't wait to see it, Diana. This was a little panel that I made out of the watercolor smushing, and I did not make a video for this one either. I'm sorry, everybody, but this was one of those moments when I wasn't able to actually get the video process going. It's a lot of work, and I love to do it. And I love to share everything, but sometimes with the kids around, it just doesn't work out. So this was a very easy card. Here's the inside. Very simple. Thanks, Cindy. I'm glad you like it. I do like this card too. So it's watercolor smushing, and then there's a vellum panel on top of it. So if you can see it at an angle, you'll see that there's a watercolor. There you go. Now you can see the layers. Yes, it was. It was about maybe a week and a half ago, Karen, something like that. I can actually look right now. Let me see. Hold it up so you can still see it. I can do a search on my blog. If I can go to the right places. If my computer will cooperate and go fasty fast for me. That's what Trip, that's his word. Instead of saying something's fast, he'll say fasty fast? Yes, fasty fast. Okay, Paisleys. Let's see what happens. Not seeing it yet. Okay. Hold on 1 second with me. I don't want to give you the wrong day, Karen. There it is. It was one I made for Fab Friday challenge, and it was chosen as one of the favorite cards, which was really exciting. August 16th. August 16th is when that card was on. I'm sorry you missed it, because it should have gotten a push out by email. So if you didn't catch it, then you can go back through. If you go to my blog, and where the search bar is on the side, you can just type in Paisleys or Paisleys and Posies, and it'll bring up one at a time. It'll bring up the cards that I've made with Paisleys and Posies. This is not one that I have used too much. Oh, yeah, I bet that was a really tough day, Karen. I remember you in my prayers, so I don't always tell everybody, but I do, and it breaks my heart about your husband. But just know that I pray for him, and I pray for you too. Sabina, hello Sabina. You've ordered my YouTube channel and you like it. I'm really glad. Thank you. I'm glad that you were able to catch me on a live video. I don't do too many live videos during the summer months because I have the two crazy boys with me, and the two crazy boys don't like mommy to do certain things. Making live videos is one of them. So my friend Diana, who's watching here, she'll tell you that I've made several team videos where there have been a couple of crazies that go and crash my videos. It's very frustrating for me, and it's something I don't want them to be encouraged by, so the live videos have to kind of take a break. But this is that card. So this was made with Paisleys and Posies, and then the coordinating dies. The dies are what got this little white piece and these white pieces. And there's another white piece up here. Let me see if I can get a good, there you go. You can actually see all the individual pieces. And I think it photographed well enough for you to be able to see all the pieces too, Karen. And I did the rock and roll technique to get the colors on this and on this. I did rock and roll, which I know you're familiar with. And the rest of it was blender pen. I just did blender pen. Cindy, I have done some online classes, but I haven't gotten really a lot of people that wanted to participate. And I know you have to try something for a certain amount of time before anybody gets on it. One thing that I do is for my customers, I have a tutorial bundle that I give to them that is a gift for like a gift with purchase, and it's a way that I can say thank you back. So I do send that out. But if there is an interest, I have been developing a class that I was going to share with my team and make available. So if I have enough people that actually will sign up for, I'll show you. I haven't shared this with anybody, guys, so you guys are going to see something nobody else has seen. There is a question that I get the most about my cards, more than anybody else, is how do you come up with the ideas and how do you design your projects? And that's a wonderful question. There's several different methods that I use, and that is the one thing that I thought that if I were to develop another online class, because it is quite time consuming to develop online classes, and then if there's no participation, then it's time wasted. And because I am very avid with my blog, I put out a new card every day. That means a lot of card making, and then the amount of videos that I make too. I can't keep up with doing that and then producing classes that don't get participating. So I wanted to make another class that is about the question that I get the most. It's about design. So if anybody is interested in a class that you would be able to take, that's a series of YouTube videos with some PDFs that would go with it on how I design my cards, I could make it available to customers and make it available to other demonstrators. So there is several different ways that I do design my cards, and one way is called the golden rule, which I would go into, and it's a design concept. And the other one is the rule of thirds. So the rule of thirds is the one that I use the most, and I would go into and be making some printables, and also be explaining some of the concepts of a design triangle, of the rule of thirds, PowerPoints, a lot of things in like visual concepts. There's a lot of things that have to do with texture and lines, like as in design lines, frames, things that fit into the frame, balance, to give the right balance. It's not easy, and for some people it's almost unachievable to the point of frustration. And that's what I would like to help with, is if anybody has a need to be able to, say you know how to make your cards and you're just not happy with the design concepts that you're coming up with. Well, I do design my cards to where anybody can stamp what I'm stamping in the way that I'm stamping and have success. That's why I design my cards as simple as I do, because I want for anybody to be able to watch one of my videos and say, I can make that, and not have to teach yourself the technique. I do bring techniques in, but techniques are not necessary in all of the cards. So the one thing I do is not to overthink things. I want them to be achievable to even beginner stampers. So if anybody is interested in a class on design for card making, then I will definitely start developing it. I've already got it like halfway done, and be able to share that with everybody. And that's one way that if you're interested, then you can support me, and you can support yourself too. You can learn and continue your education. You don't have to have an art background to be able to make cards, and you don't have to have a design background to be able to design a card that makes you happy. So I hope I've said that all right. So this is the day, I guess that we would consider this a part of the holiday weekend. So many people are off on Fridays whenever they're with the long holiday. So if you guys haven't yet gotten a really good look at this catalog, then this is the right time. This is the holiday weekend. Maybe you can find some extra time for stamping in here this weekend. And I will tell you once again that if you don't have a demonstrator, then I would love to help you and send a catalog and be your demonstrator. And you can place orders online. You don't have to live in my neighborhood in order to be able to do that. Hi Karen, we have another Karen from Illinois. Ordering online is very easy. If you want to order from me, the easiest way is to go to my blog, which is jennystampsup.com, and look for the buttons that say shop now. They're all over the place. So I have them scattered around so that you're able to easily find them. You don't have to use a hostess code. You will get a thank you even if you don't use a hostess code. It's not necessary. I appreciate if you use a hostess code, but it's not something you have to worry yourself over if you can't find one. So it's okay. Don't stress about it. And if you have any questions about any products before you purchase and you want to ask, then sure, by all means, drop me a line. You can email me. You can leave a comment on one of my blog posts if there's a particular post that you're interested in. Any way that you feel like communicating works good for me. Stampin' Sue! Hey, Stampin' Sue! We've got Stampin' Sue with us. I'm so excited. Stamp Sue, you leave me the nicest comments, and I really do appreciate it. I'm so glad you were able to jump on the live video with me. That makes me happy. Aww. I appreciate you, Sue. I appreciate all of your comments that you all leave. And I love all you guys. And I take the time to answer every single comment, even the ugly comments. Hey girl, back at ya. I do get a few comments that are on my videos that are thumbs downs. I get some ugly comments sometimes, and I don't delete all of the ugly comments, but it is a little frustrating. But even the constructive criticism is appreciated, and anybody who takes the time to leave me a comment it is much appreciated. I do appreciate the thoughtfulness of leaving a comment. So thank you from me to you. Yeah, Sue agrees. So again, happy catalog launch day. Today is the first day of the holiday catalog launch. If you are not a demonstrator but you would like to participate in a team, then joining a team is easy. I have a non-geographic team, and that is actually the best coupon deal you can get is the starter kit. My favorite set, Karen, is, I want to say, the Snowflake Sentiments. And if you're joining a little bit late, I will get and show you why. These are the dies for the Snowflake Sentiments, and the dies are incredible, but there's one die in particular, and that's this one right here. I get really close. It's a long line that cuts a line of dots, and there's a lot of things to be able to do with this. I'm trying not to go overkill with using that, because I don't want to use the same thing over and over in all of my projects. But oh, was just doing a video. Oh, yes, Miss Sue. It's we take it all. We take it all. It's all part of life. But I'm sorry. Going back to Karen. This is this dies. This is my favorite thing in the catalog because of this. And what I plan to do with this mostly is not just creating texture, but creating hand stitching. So this will give me the holes that I need to do some hand stitching on my cards. For those who are joining a little bit late, then feel free to go back and watch the video. But something I wanted to mention is that I was talking about, I was asked if I do any online classes, and I have had them before, but not had a lot of success due to people not participating. So developing an online class is a lot of time that if people don't participate, then it's time that I'm not able to get back as being constructive. But I do have a class that I'm developing now, and it's for card making design. That's the number one question that I get is, how do you design your cards? What is, you know, like, do you use any specific methods? And I do use methods. I use design rules, and I'm happy to share them with everybody. It does make really pretty snowflakes, Karen. It's a very nice die set. So the stamp set is pretty. Look at the sentiments. They're nice and big. They're beautifully drawn. They're gorgeous. I have one card here that I have created that I can show you. I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live tomorrow, and I'll be recreating this card on Facebook Live. But that's how the snowflakes come out looking. See how intricate they are? And they're attached to the paper. They're edgelets. But you can also cut them away from the paper as well. So that is my number one. That is the one. There's so many other things to pick from, though. There's thank you, Sue. There's so many things that are great in the holiday catalog, and some of the things that I like the best are the things that you can color in. So those are fun. At Christmas time, I like to do videos that are like the watercoloring of different things, where I just flip on a little bit of music and people watch those. They're not for everybody. There's some people that don't really care for that style, but I tend to find that people enjoy those to get Christmas ideas. So I am just about to leave you all. Thanks for taking the time to spend with me today. I appreciate it. Thank you, Karen. Oh, Joe, no, I'm sorry. You got to go back. You got to rewind all the way back. So Joe is on here now. So you say hi to Diana. Diana's on here too. These are all my team members that I have a non-geographic team, and if anybody is interested in becoming a part of a Stampin' Up! Team, then we participate with online stuff, and we're scattered all the way across the country. That doesn't mean that we don't connect with one another, because we do. We have a Facebook group, and I send out things every single month, sometimes more than one time in a month. I know I pamper my ladies as much as I can. So if you haven't caught this one yet, Merry Patterns, this is one to watch out for. Qualifying party of $300, or your own single order of $300. So if you have friends that want to place orders, if you're a demonstrator, you can get a couple of customers together maybe and do something. This is going to be a really pretty stamp set. Thank you, Cindy. I'm so glad you were able to be on the live too. And as I said earlier, I will probably be doing more like almost weekly since when the kids go back to school next week. It's going to be, 5 days away. I am counting because they need to go back to school, and I'm happy to be giving them over to the teachers that take such great care of them. And I pamper my teachers too, and make lots of gifts for the teachers and the teachers' aide and the bus drivers, and they're both in have a high volume of therapists that come in to do their different therapies in the classroom. So in the holiday catalog, there are so many different ways to create gift giving. There's lots of ideas that the concept artists of Stampin' Up! Have shown. So use those ideas in the catalog. All the different little pictures that you see that are examples, make them work for you. Case away. Same thing with my projects. Case away. Use whatever you need to use to make yourself have success. All right, guys. It is 2:30 here on the East Coast of the U.S. and I am going to sign off. Thank you guys for spending the time with me today. Feel free to rewatch the video, and that will allow you to go back and see some of the things that we've gone over. I'm glad to say that Karen Finkel, I have one thing that you don't have, and that's the seasonal chums. Giving you a hard time, Karen. I love you. You guys stay safe this weekend on the holiday weekend. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad Stampin' Sue was able to stop by too. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.